There are two types of coffee-loving people, those who simply need to brew a cup to wake up, and those who measure, grind, and filter to get the perfect flavor. Joining us now with the top tested coffee products is Senior Director of Content Operations at Bestreviews, Jacob Palmer. Jacob, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me. You know, I could probably use an afternoon cup before we came on, but I'm going to do my best no matter what.
If I were to have one before we came on, I would be shaking and jittery, so I leave my coffee to the morning. But let's first start with something simple over here at the Keurig.
Yeah, and in your intro, you know, you talked about how there's the discerning and then there's the just get it done, just simply get a cup of coffee in my hand. And what we have here is from Keurig, and it's their mini model, and it's perfect for that person that just says, get me a cup of coffee in my hand, because it is so simple to use. Keurig is one of the absolute leaders and first in terms of the single cup serving of coffee, and they are really stepping it up with this year's model as well. What we love about this is that it works for so many different kinds of people. One, you know, you can just put the normal mug on there, but as you see what we have right here, you can also take it out so you can put the larger size travel mug on it as well. So it's super dynamic that way. What we love about this one in particular, we had it in all of our favorite roundups for, you know, what to send your college student off with.
Yeah.
This is a great product for that because, you know, kids these days are a little bit more discerning in what they want with their coffee.
Yes.
This allows them to do that, but also the simplicity where you don't have to be doing a ton of cleaning. You don't have to be doing a ton of extra stuff to be able to get that cup of coffee in your hand. And, you know, when it comes to saving money on coffee, I think college students probably lead the way in terms of who I would recommend to save that $5 a day.
Absolutely. So it sounds like this is for the person who likes the simple cup of joe, but it's still high quality coffee.
Absolutely. And you get so many different options with it. I mean, even at every grocery store now, there's just, you know, part of the coffee aisle is Keurig cups. So it's become a huge part of the world and a huge part for coffee drinkers of the world. So it's a great place to start, especially if you're looking to, you know, maybe graduate from that Mr. Coffee, that old pot that's been sitting around for forever. I know newsrooms, like what we have here, probably have 3 or 4 of them kicking around somewhere.
Yes, we could probably use 1 or 2 of these. Now, when it comes to the camper, they still want to get that cup of joe going, even if they're in the outdoors. This is going to help them with that.
Yeah, and it's another one that's like, you know, we talk about being on the go. This is for the most on the go person, because there's no more so of being on the go than being out in nature. And so this from Stanley is their camping coffee maker, and it's awesome because it's designed to just work and be simple. And, you know, when you're out backpacking, when you're out camping, the last thing you want is something heavy, but the last thing you also want is to be sleepy in the morning. And so here we go, the perfect synthesis. So what's great about this is that Stanley is just super popular these days. They've got a whole line of products that are blowing up, and they're becoming a real household name. This is built to be that simple excellence that people have come to expect from them, where, you know, it fits onto the mug. It's nice and easy, doesn't require too many extra steps. Just get your coffee grounds in there, pour over with some hot water, and it'll distill down and be a really solid cup of coffee in the morning. So our camper took it out into the great woods that we have around here, you know, in Northern California, and they were absolutely in love with it and thought it was the simplest thing because it also is very lightweight.
Okay, so I think a lot of people are actually going to like this one particularly because we have so many people who enjoy the outdoors here in California. Now, again, moving on to another one over here.
Yes, and so this is a mocha pot, so it's a little bit different of technology, but what's interesting about it is that it still has that simplicity to it, that what we love about a lot of these different products here today. And this is from Bioletti, and it's a mocha pot, and what interesting about this is that in 2020, when everybody was kind of forced to go back to the drawing board and figure out how am I going to make coffee at home, this became a product that really blew up in popularity. And when we tested them, this was our favorite version. It's just so easy to use because all you need to do is put your coffee grounds into the top, make sure that you've got some room temperature water in the bottom, throw it directly over your burner, and then get it going. And then once you hear it gurgling, you know your coffee is ready. So it's just really simple, but it also has a little bit more of a refined taste for those of us who you know, demand a little bit more customization. So this is a great one for that person who wants to move up a little bit, have that level, you know, bring in their own coffee grounds. Maybe they just were in Hawaii and they want to, you know, have some nice Kona grounds. This is a great way to unlock that flavor and really step it up.
Okay, so for the person who really enjoys that extra flavor, it sounds like this is going to be the one for you. All right, now switching gears over to a little bit more high tech over here.
Yeah, and ever since Keurig came into the game for the single serving coffee cup, there's been the competitors that want to take it to that next level, and that is where Phillips comes in right here with their competitor. And what we love about it is the features, because it comes with this huge carafe, so you're not refilling it all the time, and it also has a lot of features built into it that just make it smarter than your average coffee maker. So what what we like about it is that like it can have a variety of sizes, but then when you set the size and then filter it through and set your coffee up with it, it'll also automatically read and adjust how much of the grounds is coming through, how strong is the cup. And so it has just that next level of like smart technology behind it. So love it for that. And again, you know, you talk about it being a good option for college students. This is another great one. Or just anybody who, you know, maybe they're the only coffee drinker in the house. You know, maybe they just need to be able to get up and go in the morning. This is another great option for that person that doesn't want to take up too much space on their counter.
Doesn't want to take up too much space, but it sounds like it has kind of the extra little bells and whistles and technology that'll kind of get you to that higher level of cup of joe.
Exactly. And those features and those bells and whistles is what makes it such a nice present too, because a lot of times people just want to go simple when they're buying for themselves. And they don't want to, you know, take that extra
step.
Little extra. They don't want to feel too bougie about it. So this is a great way to make them feel special and also feel like they've got something that's really fancy in their kitchen.
All right. Well, last but not least, we have the coffee maker of all coffee makers.
Oh, yeah, that's what it looks like, right? And this is the Breville espresso maker with the grinder. And this is the coffee maker of all coffee makers, except it also makes espresso. And so what we love about this is that it does not leave a feature untapped. You know, it's got the grinder, so if you're that discerning type where you want to have that your own special blend of beans, you can take care of it that way. You can determine how fine and how coarse the grind is on it with all the different features that you can put into it. It also has a steaming wand, and it also has, you know, all of the tamper, so you can make sure that you've got the perfect proportions. This is for the person who is discerning, who doesn't want to outsource their coffee making to a barista, but also wants to have all the little features about it. So this is a great option. But then, you know, we've been talking about simplicity a lot. This doesn't look simple, but when it comes to the competition, this is a very simple machine. So it's got a little something for everybody. Bit of a learning curve. Kind of got to make it your hobby. But once you take a little, you know, a couple days, maybe a day or two, it'll be easy as pie. And so it's a great option for those that really want to have that top-notch coffee in the morning.
And really quickly, before I let you go, maybe one tip for viewers out there who, okay, this might be a little overwhelming. One tip on how to narrow it down for the best one that fits them.
That's a great question. And it's all about price point versus how much you care at the end of the day. You know, me personally, I just want the jolt. So give me the Keurig. It's affordable. It gets the job done. You can customize it with the kind of K-cups that you buy. But if you're on the other side of the spectrum, you don't care how much you cost, these are going to come in a little bit more, over $600. But when you learn that and you get used to it and you also have the counter space for it, it's going to give you that much better of an experience.
Love it. Well, thank you so much. Just in time for International Coffee Day this weekend. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.